A real deep, good question. What have you done to bring peace in Gaza? But listen to the stinging response. This is something awesome.
What would the candidates do, or what have they done, to bring peace to Gaza and end the mass punishment of Palestinian civilians and the tactics of starvation by the Israeli state?
I've been thinking about this a lot because I grew up studying Arabic in the Middle East. Many of my friends are Palestinian, living in camps either in Syria or Lebanon. Many were murdered by Iranians in the last few years. And I've lost lots of friends who found themselves in exile in other parts, but nobody cares about them. Their deaths don't matter, do they? Because they weren't killed by Jews. But somehow, again, it's all the Jews. Somehow, again, it's all the Jews. At no stage, Mark, again, have you mentioned 100 people held hostage. At no stage have you mentioned 1,200 people murdered. At no stage have you spoken about those who were at their version of Glastonbury and were murdered in the early morning. They don't matter, do they, Mark? Not to you, they don't.
Whoa. Yeah, that tells it the way it is. I'd like to share with you, I'm a follower of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, the Rebbe, and in his teachings and his speaking on this particular issue, quite remarkable. He states very clearly that Israel needs to show strength, extreme strength, and with the intent by showing extreme strength that will hold back the hostile enemies, and not only hold them back by just showing strength, but it will be less death, not just to the Jews, but he says very clearly to the Arabs, to the Muslims. Why would he say that? Wouldn't he just be concerned only about Jewish lives? After all, October 7th, Hamas came to destroy Jewish lives. It's because ultimately we believe that everybody's created in the image of God. And if we can help those people who debase themselves to act worse than animals, to live with the image of God that is what they were created with, and to fulfill what God has intended them to live up to, we have that obligation. One of the ways of doing that is showing extreme strength, and that you will not stand for any nonsense, mildly put. In a similar vein, when the mayor of New York City in the late 60s, Mayor Lindsay, came to the Rebbe, and there were problems then in New York City with petty crime. The Rebbe spoke very clearly. You have to show strength, and you have to punish those for petty crimes, because if you don't teach them that crime doesn't pay, and not only doesn't pay, but you have a higher purpose to live up to, then from petty crime will become horrific crimes. But unfortunately, the mayor then and mayors afterwards didn't listen until things went out of control in New York City. Show strength, not when things are, over the top, not after October 7th, show strength. But if the strength would have been shown many, many years earlier, we would not be living through what we're living today. We would show that strength and that we mean to use it if necessary. Not that we want to use it. We want the show of strength and determination to be sufficient, because that way it will not just save Jewish lives, but it will save Muslim and Arab lives. That's the Jewish way.